One of the reasons why I'm standing as the Labour candidate is that I have a lifelong love of this area. It's the area I've known all my life. I was brought up in the area as a child. I lived in Patchway and Winterbourne, and now I find myself living in Staple Hill. And so uniquely amongst the candidates, I think I know it better than anyone else. And it's lovely going around meeting so many people across the constituency, because I have little stories from my own life that I'm reminded of wherever I seem to go. I was in Almondsbury at the weekend, and just to be able to go past a tree that I remember carving my name in as a kid, and that's lovely. My dad was brought up around Boulton, and he was actually, he won't thank me for saying this, he was an altar boy at St Teresa's Church. My mum was brought up near Frenchay, where my nan worked at Frenchay Hospital, and so I have roots right across the constituency, which gives me a good insight into what's going on. As the candidate for the Labour Party, I'm in my early 40s, which means that I do remember what it was like under the Tory years. We had waiting times if you were going to A&E for some 12, sometimes 24 hours, and now it's really rare if you're not seen in the first few hours of arriving. The schools really suffered, and since Labour have been in government, we've had new schools built across the constituency. We know that that wouldn't happen if we had a Tory government. Crime has fallen by a third nationally. One of the things I get really frustrated about is how the Conservatives try to keep a fear of crime going, even though the statistics say completely the opposite. And actually, to be scared of becoming a victim of crime is as bad as actually having real crime in your neighbourhood. So that's something that we need to get the message out, that the choice is clear between us or the Tories. Whilst I've been the candidate over the last couple of years, one of the themes of the campaign for me has been promoting high-tech manufacturing in Filton and Bradley Stoke. I think that as a constituency we're quite unique that high-tech manufacturing has such a high profile. We've got Airbus, we've got GKN, we've got Rolls-Royce, we've got all the fantastic work that's being done at UWE, all the suppliers that feed into those big companies. We've got the S-Park, which is being built thanks to government funding in Emerson's Green, which will secure jobs for so many people in Filton and Bradley Stoke. And I feel that we need to develop and heighten our profile as a centre of worldwide excellence for manufacturing. I've been working closely with the unions whilst being candidate. I've been working with the employers and often visit the major factories in the area, and that's something I would particularly want to champion as the MP. What has a Labour government meant for us locally and our high-tech manufacturing?
Locally, it's all been about investment in technology and investment in people. And I've seen for myself over the last 12 years or so first-hand knowledge of Labour getting involved. In some respect, you could even say that, you know, Labour has been our ear to government. They've asked us what we need. They've supported our call for investment in this area, production-wise, and we've reaped the benefits.
So we've come through this global economic crisis, and the aerospace industry has survived locally. What would a change of government mean at this point of time when this recovery does need careful nurturing?
Well, from that point of view, and what we would see as a negative change in government, well, it actually frightens us. It frightens us, you know. We've got 100 years of history here. We're steeped in manufacturing history, aircraft history. And a party that's threatening and promising cuts even is the last thing you want to hear, and when really what we need is a period of stability. We need support, and hopefully that we can celebrate further anniversaries of manufacturing and production in this area and this country. I've met Ian on a few occasions now, and I believe he's a people person. He shows genuine interest and concern in people's problems, and he's come in and offered an ear. And if he's an MP, I sincerely hope and believe that he'll do the same, and he will come in and be able to actually offer more help because he's got the ability to do so as an MP, and we believe he's the man for us.
I've been campaigning for Labour since before they last came into power, and I've seen how pensioners' lives have had a real difference because of the initiatives that the Labour government has made. Now I'm beginning to find that the younger pensioners are the ones that don't know what it was like under the Tories. The Labour government has introduced the winter fuel allowance, free TV licences, free transport, VAT on fuel has been reduced, the prescriptions are now free. There are so many direct benefits that pensioners now enjoy because of the Labour government. And we have to remember the Tories' voting record when these things went through Parliament. For most of these initiatives, the Tories voted against them. So Joe, what has the Labour government done for pensioners that's helped you?
I think the Labour government have done a tremendous amount for pensioners. The winter fuel allowance is extremely important for pensioners. I wasn't a pensioner then, but I remember when it was only £10 winter fuel allowance and how hard and difficult it was for pensioners. Also, the bus passes is a wonderful thing. You know, I can go out anywhere I want, whenever I want to, and not have to worry about any of the costs, which is a really good thing for pensioners. The Labour government have also given free prescriptions to a lot of pensioners, which is prescription charges are very high, and that has been a marvellous help to some pensioners. Also, they've given free TV licences to pensioners. You know, they've done so much for pensioners, this Labour government. And I can't see, if the Labour government don't get returned, that's terrible for pensioners, really terrible. I will be voting for Ian Boulton because I believe that Ian Boulton is dedicated to working hard for the people of this neighbourhood, and he has all their values at heart for everyone across the whole age range, and he will do everything he can to help everybody in the area.